everybody, and welcome to Vinyl Treasures. I'm your host, Johnny G. John Galindo, coming to you live each and every Saturday, only here on Top Shelf Oldies. Want to welcome you to the All 60s show. It's the last Saturday of the month, and I'll be here till 1 a.m. Did I say midnight? I hope I keep on saying midnight. I'll be here till 1 a.m. It's the last show of 2021. I got a lot of cool soul 45s out of my collection tonight. Pulled a bunch of those out and was working on it all day. Me and Charlene were working on it all day. But welcome to the December 26, 2020 show. We opened up with Billy Preston, his second of 5 on the Capitol label, and a almost instrumental there, cover of the Wilson Pickett song, In the Midnight Hour. Now, Billy became a regular on the ABC TV show Shindig. He played keyboards on that show, and later in the 70s, he would have a big hit on the A&M record label, bought the 45 Out of Space. He had another one called Will It Go Round in Circles, and I think he had another one, Nothing from Nothing. I bought all those 45s. For a quarter, would get them cheaply at the garage sales. But it was unfortunate that he passed away on June 6, 2006 of kidney failure. He was only 59 years old, but that one there from May 1966. Billy Preston on the Capitol label, In the Midnight Hour. We're going to go past the midnight hour tonight. Let's open up the vocal portion here with Roy Redmond. Roy Redmond, his first of 3 on the Loma label. This is produced and arranged by Jerry Ragavoy. This charted number 28 on WJMO in Cleveland, Ohio. That's a great survey. I have to do a countdown on that survey, but it's a cool tune here. April 67, Roy Redmond on Loma. It's called Ain't That Terrible. Well, that's a dancer there to open up the vocal portion. April 67 release there. Roy Redmond on the Loma label. Ain't That Terrible is the name of the tune. That one there The Capitals would later cover this song in 1968 on the Karen label. Well, that's a cool dancing tune to get you all up dancing here for a Saturday evening. Lots of Soul 45s out of my collection. Now, this next group, they're from Columbus, Ohio. Here's one they did on Morris Levy's Roulette record label, written by the group's guitarist. His name is Jerry Setchler, and the lead singer here is Mel Wynn. This is Mel Wynn and the Rhythm Aces' February 1966 release on Roulette Records. It's called Darling Dear.
Darling dear, I love you ever so much. I love the magic of your sweet gentle touch, the way you talk to me, the way that you smile. I know you love me, but it takes you a while to think it over and say you want me. Don't let it be, girl, that's the way it'll always be, yeah. Your arms around me and you hold me so tight. Then you move away and say it's not right. I steal a kiss and then I steal another. Baby, we both know there'll never be another. Oh, for you, oh, girl, for me. So let it be, girl, that's the way it'll always be, yeah. Everything you say and everything you do, it comes out to me, I love you. One day, baby, you're just not too far away. I pledge my love to you and listen to you say that you want me. Oh, you need me. So let it be, girl, that's the way it'll always be, yeah. Come on, come on, come on, let it be, girl, that's the way it'll always be. Oh, fever, 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 let it be, girl, that's the way it'll always be, yeah. Honey,
That's February 1966 there for Mel Wynn and the Rhythm Aces on the Roulette record label Darling Near. First recorded on Roulette, actually 1960 as the Rhythm Aces. Then they have two more releases in 1968 for the Juan label. We got to look for those 45s too. Johnny G here. It's my all 60s show. It's the last Saturday of the month. It's the last show of 2020. As we move into 2021, we continue here for this gal from Los Angeles, California. She was discovered by Barry White, got her signed to the Bronco label. I think Bob Keane owned this Bronco record label out on the West Coast. She had 4 releases on the label. This is her second, co-written by Barry White. Her real name is Viola Mae Wilkerson, but she recorded as Viola Wills. Let's go back to November 1966. Viola Wills on the Bronco label. It's called Together Forever.
Always remain deep, yes, my deep, deep
That's a pretty cool tune there. You like that one there? Viola Wills, that's her name. November 1966, that's her second release on the Bronco label. Together Forever is the name of that one. It's on Styrene. That played pretty nice. I have a bunch of 45s on the Bronco label. Some are one-sided, though. That one is not. That is a Styrene light sky blue color label. Stock copy. Johnny G babbling on here. It's the last show of 2020, and it's my all 60s show. Let's stay in Los Angeles, California with this group, first recorded in the mid 50s, 1955 to be exact, as the Jayhawks. And in 1960, they changed their name to the Vibrations. Had a bunch of releases on the Checker label. Then I think they had 2 on Atlantic. Then they signed with OK Records back in 64, had 12 releases. This was their 10th. It features Richard Owens on lead. This one charted regionally, number 12 on WJMO in Cleveland, Ohio. We go back to February 1967 for the Vibrations. The Vibrations on OK. It's called Pick Me. Yeah, those are the Vibrations. The Vibrations, February 1967, came out on the OK record label. Pick Me is the name of that, too. You know, yesterday I was talking to Dr. Don in Top Shelf Oldies chat about I did a preview show yesterday for about 2 hours and 43 minutes. But usually I get copyright issues, and they don't block it in the United States. Usually it's in Cuba and Syria and some other countries, smaller countries, but they blocked it in the U.S. I played I think it was a great 45. I was going to play it tonight, but not after they blocked it. It was by, what's her name? Iva Van, I think it was, on Roulette. A great tune. I think Can't Help Loving That Man of Mine on roulette. So I had to erase it off the tape, but it hasn't posted yet. They have a program. YouTube has a program to do that. So I was going to play that record tonight, but they were going to give me a copyright strike again if I did that. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to play that record for you. But anyway, and it still didn't post from last night, so I'm really kind of upset about that. But let's continue here on the Vinyltreasure show and have a few flip sides from the previous 60s show we did last month. And I played the B-side of this 45. This singer's only release came out on the Scepter label. It was called Glamour Girl. That was the B-side. Let's give a listen to the A-side. This singer goes by the name of Harold Hopkins. Harold Hopkins, we go back to November 65, Scepter Records, Harold Hopkins with Ooh Baby.
About to drive me insane. You got a kind of love that sets me aglow. The way that you thrill me, you will never know. Hey, 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 baby, I love you. Ooh, baby, 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 I love the way you kiss my lips, baby. You make my poor heart slip. You got a kind of love that satisfies deep within you. My heart desires. Hey, 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 baby, I love you. Together we'll go hand in hand. You got a kind of love that's so, so strong. With you, little girl, how can one go wrong? Hey, 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 baby, I love you. Baby, I love you. Baby, I need you. Baby, I want you. Baby, you know I love you. Baby, can't do without you. Baby, baby.
That's November 65 for Harold Hopkins. Harold Hopkins on Scepter Records. Ooh Baby is the name of the tune. Johnny G here for a Saturday evening. Hope you're digging on these 60s 45s. Let's continue here for this gal from Philadelphia, PA. You all know she had a number of big hits for the Cameo folks in the early 1960s. Had other releases on labels like Fairmount and Atco Records. But here is her first of three that she had on the Gamble label. This is one of her in-demand 45s, written and produced by her husband, yes, her husband at the time, Kenny Gamble, and his partner Leon Huff, and she married Kenny in 1967. This 45 came out in September of 1968. It charted number 10 on WJLB out of Detroit, Michigan. We go back to September 68 for Miss Dede Sharp. Dede Sharp on the Gamble label. It's called What Kind of Lady? That's an in-demand 45 there by Dede Sharp. September 1968 release, came out on the Gamble label. What Kind of Lady is the name of the tune. Now, the Dede Sharp 45 segues nice with this next 45 by her husband, although at the time of this release, they were not husband and wife yet. Didn't happen until 1967, but this release is from September 64 on the Columbia record label here, written by Rudy Clark, arranged by Jimmy Wisner, produced by Jerry Ross, an all-star lineup there for this 45. But this is the intended B-side from September 64. Kenny Gamble on Columbia. It's called Our Love on Styrene.
Our love is gonna never die as long as there's you and I. Our love may be young, it's true, but it's deep and it's real and it's strong and oh so true. Oh, our love will live on and on and on through brightness and through sadness. Time's gonna change, I know. Tears gonna come and go, but our love is deep and wide. Our love is deep inside. Our love's gonna always be a flame to burn till eternity. Our love is gonna never die. Just as long as there's a you and I. Our love will fade, so they say, but they're wrong, so wrong. It's gonna never, never be that way. Oh, our love will live on and on and on through goodness and through sadness. Every time I kiss you, all I know is this, is that our love is deep and wide. Our love is deep inside. Our love will always be a flame to burn till eternity. And alright, come on, baby. And through sadness, every time we kiss, all I know is this, is that our love is deep and wide. Our love is warm inside. Our love is gonna always be a flame to burn till eternity. Yeah, baby, 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 our love is deep and wide.
That's Kenny Gamble there. Kenny Gamble with a B-side on the Columbia label, September 64. Our Love is the name of the tune as we continue here. I can't tell you much about this next gal, but it appears to be her only release. Came out on the Liberty label. Both sides are good in my opinion, but I'm featuring the B-side tonight, written by Joy Byers, who also wrote songs for Elvis. I also think that she wrote Timmy Euro's What's the Matter, Baby? This one produced by Barry White, arranged by Gene Page, Barry White, and Don, I can't read my writing, Peak. We go back to August 1968 for Brendetta, Brendetta. Brendetta Davis is her name. This is on the Liberty label. I have this one on a nice vinyl promo, folks. It's called Until You Were Gone.
I said I didn't need you, baby. I said I'll get along. I said I could make it without you.
We'll send that one out to Milwaukee Jamie. She likes that tune. Even made my webcam go blurry. That record, it did. That's a cool tune. I love that record. Brendetta Davis is her name. August 1968 release, came out on the Liberty record label. It's called Until You Were Gone is the name of that one. The flip side's pretty nice also, so stay tuned next month at the end of January. I'll get that flip side on. As we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, back to Philadelphia we go, as this group had 5 releases, came out on the Vent label. This is the B-side to their first, features the lead of Ron Tyson. We go back to September 1968. They're called The Ethics. The Ethics on the Vent label. It's called Look at Me Now.
Before you came into my life, I was so lonely. My heart carried such a heavy load. Every time I try to make my way through life, girl, it seems I got on the wrong road. Darling, just look at me with a smile on my face. Look at me now. All the tears leave a trace. I'm crazy about you, and I can't do without you. Yeah. I used to sit alone at home and cry to myself, forget about the hurt I had missed. I was lost in the world, broken heartache, baby, and loneliness seemed to be everywhere. Darling, just look at me, girl, you got me hypnotized. Look at me now. There's tears in my eyes, I'm crazy about you, and I can't do without you.
I feel like a man once more.
Since I found you, baby,
I want you to die, baby.
found
If you decide to walk, yeah, baby.
I was so all alone, had no peace of mind. Every day seemed like 1,000 years. My soul was torn into 100 little pieces. No matter how I tried, I couldn't fight the tears. Darling, look at me, I'm thrilled by your touch.
Look at me now.
'Cause I need you so much. I'm crazy about you, and I can't do without you. Know that I'm crazy about you, darling. Can't do without you, no, honey. Every time I see you walking by, see the tears just a foaming in my eyes.
B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That's cool up-tempo there by The Ethics. The B-side to their first release, September 68, on the Vent label, Look at Me Now. Let's continue here. And I have a few requests for tonight, even though it is most difficult for me to pull requests out for the 60s edition. But I couldn't find Joe's request. I found one of Daniel's requests. I think I found 2 of Rick's, 2 of Cheryl's, and here's one for Mike of California. And he wanted to hear the B-side of Chuck Jackson's 12th of 30 releases on the Wand record label. The A-side was called Hand It Over, which charted number 92 on Billboard, 72 on Cashbox. But the B-side did chart somewhere. It did. Regionally, it charted number 52 on WTAC in Flint, Michigan. So, Daryl, maybe you know this tune here. February 64. This is by request for Michael in California. Chuck Jackson on Wand. It's called Look Over Your Shoulder.
got nowhere to go. And your pockets they ain't got nothing left to show. When times are bad for you and you don't know who to turn to, look over your shoulder. I'll be standing right there when people pass you by. And they look at you out of the corner of their eye. When you feel very small, like you're not there at all, look over your shoulder. I'll be standing behind you. When life is down on you and everything you do turns out wrong, but if my love is strong, I'll be there right behind you. When people talk you down, pride it's knocked right down to the ground. When your whole world falls through and you need someone to turn to, look over your shoulder. I'll be standing behind you, darling. You don't ever have to worry.
As by request from Michael in California, big sound there for Chuck Jackson on the Juan label, February 64. That's a B-side there. The A-side was called Hand It Over. The B-side, Look Over Your Shoulder. Pretty nice tune by Chuck Jackson. Johnny G here for a Saturday evening. Hope everybody had a great Christmas. It was kind of unusual here, and really didn't get together with my 4 other siblings and their families, but hopefully next year it will be different going into 2021. So wishing everybody had a great time, and we're looking forward to the new year. This is the last show of 2020 for Johnny G, and I can't tell you much about this next gal. I'm guessing she's from Detroit, Michigan. The song was written by Willie Tony Ewing, who was owner of the Chex label and probably owner of this label. It was called Pop Tone. The gal's name is Ruby Lee. Ruby Lee, we go back to October 1963 for Ruby Lee. That rhymes, doesn't it, folks? Pop Tone Records. It's called I Believe in You.
You said you wanted me. How could you make it sound? You said forever and not for a while. And I believe in you. Yes, I believe.
Ruby Lee from October 63. That one there on the Pop Tone record label, I Believe in You. That's a cool up-tempo tune that you guys are digging on. We continue here. Up next, this singer was a member of the 1950s group The Cadillacs, and in 1965 embarked on a solo career, signing with Columbia Records. This was his first release on Columbia. This one arranged by Horace Ott. When you see Horace Ott on those 45s, usually they are very good tunes. This one from April 65. His name is Jimmy Bailey. Jimmy Bailey on Columbia. It's called Every Time.
Getting late, you gotta go home every time. Every time. A kiss is a treasure to be shared, but when I try to kiss you, you get scared every time.
Yes, Tim, of the Cadillacs. He was J.R. Bailey, recorded as Jimmy Bailey there, April 1965 on the Columbia label. That's the first of 5 records on Columbia. It's nice to find these Columbia promos. I used to buy Columbia promos from, what was his name? Glenn Fousel used to work for Louis Silvani, used to run his computer, and then unfortunately passed away, very sad. But he used to have all these, he's just collected Columbia promos. I know somebody that collects just the Brent and the Cub labels of all the labels you can collect, Brent and Cub. They're not bad labels to collect, believe it or not, but that's a cool tune by Jimmy Bailey. Johnny G here for a Saturday evening. We continue here. I think 3 months ago I played a 45, this 45, or the A-side of this 45 on the co-ed label by Margie and the Formations, group out of Brooklyn, New York. Played the A-side. It was called Better Get What Goes For You. It featured on lead 15-year-old Marge Raymond. She was on lead. Let's give a listen to the B-side of this before I file it back down in the No Humidity basement. The song co-written and produced by Billy Dawn Smith. This one from April 65. It's on Co-Ed Records, Margie and the Formations. It's called Sad Illusion.
Here comes that boy that I thought was so fine. Here comes that boy I wanted to be
April 1965 there for Margie and the Formations. That's the B-side of the co-ed release. Sad Illusion is the name of the tune. And what did I say? Marge Raymond, she would later become lead of a group called Flame, recorded for the RCA record label in the 1970s. That record I bought from the Count many years ago, totally wrecked. I was talking to Dave the Rave a little bit today. I said, let me put some detergent soap on this, and boy, it plays really nice now. It's like I did that a couple times for a couple of the records here, and they really play nice with that detergent. I think it was Ajax detergent kind of held the record under the dripping faucet, kind of lukewarm water, and I used a soft toothbrush to go into the grooves. It really came out nice looking. Johnny G babbling on here. Let's continue. Here's a flip side from last month's 60s show by a group called the Temptones, and they're out of Philadelphia with a young Daryl Hall on lead, but his real name was Daryl Hall. If I spelt it right, no, if I said it right, Hohl. I guess that's how he spelt it, but the song was called Girl I Love You, and he's doing lead also on the flip side. It's a nice ballad here, expensive 45. I found this for like 5 cents at a flea market. It's not in great shape, but it plays pretty decent here. February 67, the Temptones on Arctic. It's called Goodbye.
Saw lost its savor. What do you do when your gum lost its flavor? What do you do when the well runs dry? You pack up and you say goodbye, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do to you. So goodbye, baby. Well, goodbye, baby. Nothing I can do about it but say goodbye, yeah. Hate to see we're through.
Scratchy 45. That's the first of two there for the Temptones. Young Daryl Hall on lead there, February 1967. That's the B-side. It's called Goodbye on Arctic Records. Cool tune. There's one on eBay. No, we're Discogs, I think Michael said on Discogs. Anyway, Johnny G here for a Saturday evening as we continue here. Let's stay in this in the Philadelphia area here for this next singer. He was the lead singer of the 1950s group The Silhouettes. You know the song Get a Job on the Ember label, and his name is Bill Horton. In 1964 had a release on the Lawn label as Bill Horton and the Dawns. Then here's one he did for the Caden label. It's a song he co-wrote with Frank Virtuoso. This one from 1966. I think Hi-Fi Tim likes this record, if I'm not mistaken. It's Bill Horton on the Caden label. It's called I Wanna Know.
Tell us what you want to know.
We'll send that one out to Hi-Fi Tim. I know he has. Tim, you have that 45? Do you have that record? That's Bill Horton. He was the lead of the Silhouettes there. I think that's his last release from 1966 on the Caden label out of Philadelphia. It's called I Wanna Know. That's a great tune. I forget where I got that. It was cheap, though. It was either a nickel purchase or I bought it from Mike Layton for $1, something like that. But it's a great record. I haven't seen a copy since, really. It plays okay. It's just a nice VG copy there for that. Johnny G here for a Saturday evening. It's the All 60s show. We continue here. We stay in Philadelphia, and I was able to find this request for listener Rick in Philly. He is in our YouTube chat room, and this gal, she's out of Harlem, New York. She's a daughter of jazz trombonist Gordon Austin. You know, her godparents were Dinah Washington and Quincy Jones, and in 1982, this gal had a #1 record as a duet with James Ingram. It was called Baby Come Home to Me. That one there on the, I think, Warner Brothers or Quest. I think that was the Warner Brothers label. But early in her career, she recorded for the Choral label. Now, Rick requested her 6th of 10 on the Choral label, and this is a cover of a standard also recorded by her godmother, Dinah Washington. She also recorded this tune. So this is going out to Rick from January 67, Patty Austin on Choral, and her rendition of the tune, What a Difference a Day Makes.
What a difference a day makes. 24 little hours brought the sun and the flowers where there used to be rain. day I'm a part of you, dear. My lonely nights are through, dear. Since you said you were mine. Since you said you were mine. Lord, 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 what a difference a day makes. What a difference it makes. There's a rainbow before me. Skies above can't be stormy. That a moment of bliss, that thrilling bliss, it's heaven when you find romance on your menu. What a difference a day makes. And the difference is you. What a difference a day makes. What a difference a day makes. I'm gonna tell you now what a difference day makes. There's a rainbow before me. Skies above can.
As by request for Rick and Philly there, nice tune by Patty Austin. Nice rendition of What a Difference a Day Makes. Came out on the Coral label, January 1967 release. Let's continue here on the Vinyltreasure Show. Up next, another in-demand 45 fronted by Edward Hamilton, originally from Birmingham, Alabama, then relocated to Detroit, Michigan as a young child. Then in 1960, he formed a group called the Arabians. Had their first release on the Jam label. They had other releases followed, came out on the Landrod and Mary Jane label, I think also on the Carrie label. Then in 1966, a release came out on the Jameco. What is that? Yeah. Jameco. I always say it right. Jameco Records, which I think is out of Queens, but actually they probably leased this record from Lavette Records out of Detroit. It says it right on the label. This is a cool tune here from March 1966. Both sides are good. It's Edward Hamilton and the Fifes, Fifes, on the Jameco label. It's called I'm Gonna Love You.
I'm gonna love you, baby, forever and a day. Ooh, baby, I love you. Love you. Some people say, wait until tomorrow. But tomorrow might bring more sorrow. So how can you say if I stay another day, the pain won't lose than it was today? Come what may, I'm gonna love you, baby, forever and a day. I love you. Love you. I'll go on wishing and I'll go on praying. For as long as there is hope, I know I can stay. My love for you, so will you please try to stay by me, so together we will be forever. Baby, come what may. Yes, I will. I'm gonna love you, baby, forever and a day. I'm gonna love you, baby, come what may. Yes, I will. I'm gonna love you, baby, forever and a day. I'm gonna love you.
That's March 66 release there on the Jamaica label. Edward Hamilton and the Fifes. I'm Gonna Love You is the name of the tune. The flip side's nice too. It's called, I think it's Call Me, I think is the flip side of that. Johnny G here for a Saturday evening. It is the all 60s show. We do that the last Saturday of every month. Leaning Soul tonight. 99.9% 45s, Soul 45s out of my collection. And let's continue here on last month's 60s show. I played a 45 on the Big Top label by a gal. Her name is Sarah Cook, Cooke. Have no info on her, but to play the intended A side of the 45, it was called Hey Hey, parentheses, The Sun's Gonna Shine. Let's check out the B side here before this one goes back down in the No Humidity basement, released in September 64 on Big Top Records. Her name is Sarah Cook. It's called Please Don't Go.
Please don't go. Without your love I can't go on. Please don't go. There's nothing left for me if you're gone. Just a lifetime being lonely, baby. You're the one and only guy for me. Please don't go. My pride is gone, I'm begging you. Please don't go. I'll do whatever you want me to. Say it's not like you just told me. Take me in your arms and hold me close to you. Remember when, yeah, you didn't want to say goodnight, 'cause you couldn't stand to let me out of your sight. You loved me so much. How could it be that now you don't feel nothing for me? Oh no, please don't go. Don't leave me with a broken heart. Please don't go. Don't tear my life and soul apart. Don't leave me to dream about you. I don't want to live without you loving me. No, please don't go. Don't leave me to dream about you. I don't want to live without you loving me. No, no, please don't go. Please, please, darling, don't leave me all alone. No, don't leave me, please. Come on.
September 64 release there for, her name is Sarah Cook. Sarah Cook with an E on the Big Top record label, Please Don't Go. Pretty nice sound, kind of like a background vocals that you would hear Chuck Jackson doing on the Juan record label. Johnny G here for a Saturday evening. Up next, a request for listener Daniel Kubacki. He is in our YouTube chat room. Another great group that dates back to the 1950s, as the lead singer of this group was a member of the Royals, recorded for the Federal record label, but then they changed their name to the Midnighters, recording for Sid Nathan's Federal and King labels. And then he was eventually considered the leader of the group. Initially, when the Royals first started, he wasn't, and then he later on became lead with all those Annie records that came out. He just continued on. He did the Twist. He had Chubby Checker covered his big hit, but he had so many releases on the King record label. And this is on King. This is requested by Daniel. This is his 41st release on King Records, believe it or not. This charted number 54 on KLFM in Long Beach, California, from March of 1965. By request for Daniel, Hank Ballard and his Midnighters on the King label. It's called Poppin' the Whip. As by request for Daniel Kubacki there, Hank Ballard and the Midnighters, that's a song he wrote March 1965 on the King record label. And Randy mentions a Judge Judy song. Poppin' the Whip is the name of the tune, going out to Daniel. Johnny G here for a Saturday evening. We continue here. Here is another request, this time for Rick and Philly. I was able to find both of Rick's requests, thankfully, but this gal, she's from East Orange, New Jersey. She's the younger sister to Dionne Warwick, began her career in 1963 on Jubilee Records, but signed with Mercury for 11 releases, and this is her third. It's arranged by Jimmy Wisner, produced by Jerry Ross. This charted number 100 on the Cashbox survey, number 92 on Billboard, but a big number 3 record on WBEE in Chicago, Illinois. Going out to Rick and Philly, March 1967 for Dede Warwick. Dede Warwick on the Mercury label. It's called When Love Slips Away.
What can you do? What can you say when you find love slipping away? If I drowned in my own tears, would it help ease the pain? If I got down on my knees, would it bring him back again? Or is it over? Am I part of yesterday? Oh, I'm so afraid that love has slipped away. What can you do? What can you say when you find love slipping away? If it's sweetness to bear, then it's sweet I'm gonna be. I'll try anything I can just to bring him back to me. Or is it over? Am I part of yesterday? Oh, I'm so afraid that love has slipped away. Or is it over? Am I part of yesterday? I'm so afraid that love has slipped away. Or is it over? Am I part of yesterday?
That's a nice tune there by Dede Warwick by request for Rick and Philly, March 67 release. That's her third release on the Mercury label, When Love Slips Away. Let's continue now. We head to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and to the local Champ label, as this group first recorded as the Roadrunners in 1965. Then with some personnel changes, they changed their name to the Bogus Chimes to have this release on the Champ label, featuring Glenn Frank on lead. This charted regionally. This was number 35 on WDUX, and is it called Wapaka? Wisconsin. Correct me, folks. Darryl Wapaka, Wisconsin. This one from March 1967, The Bogus Chimes on Champ. It's called I Think You'll Find.
All right, come on. Yeah. I think you'll find if you blow your mind. I think you'll find if it's not too kind. It don't matter, oh, no matter how you gonna try your mind. I'll find your mind. I'll find your mind. I think you'll find life's a state of mind. I think you'll find that it's not too kind. It don't matter, oh, no matter how you gonna try your mind. I'll find your mind. I'll find your mind, yeah. Go. All right, come on. Yes. I think you'll find if you blow your mind. I think you'll find if you blow your mind. It don't matter, oh, no matter how you gonna try your mind. I'll find your mind. I'll find your mind. I think you'll find. 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 I think you'll find.
They're called the Bogus Chimes. Bogus Chimes, their March 1967 release, came out on the Champ record label. I Think You'll Find is the name of the tune. I forget what dealer had a whole slew of these Champ 45s for sale. He just has, I don't know if it was, who's the guy out in California there that collects all the white vocal groups, like the teen records there. I forget his name. Somebody, Reed will come up with it, I guess, out in California. He's been traveling around on Facebook taking pictures. I forget his name. But anyway, he had a whole bunch of records, I think, on the Champ label. I think I bought every one. But anyway, let's continue here. We go back to Los Angeles, California, to Gene Norman's GNP Crescendo label. But this group first recorded on the Vault label in 1963. They had a number of releases during their career, both instrumentals and vocals. Now, this is a vocal, their fifth of 8 on the GNP Crescendo label. It's from their LP, which was called The Man from Uncle. Yes, Bob Pegg. Thank you, Reed. The Man from Uncle LP. Now, this tune written by the lead singer, his name is Ed Fournier. I think that's how you pronounce it. And they performed this song on Hollywood A Go-Go. You can find it on YouTube if you look for it, but they're called The Challengers. This one from August 1967, The Challengers on GNP Crescendo. It's called Everything to Me.
The sun may rise once again, bringing warmth, but till then I'll cry again. Your smile is gone, your laughing eyes, you just don't seem to realize, oh, that I would give the world to you, just anything, because you're everything to me, everything to me.
August 67 release there. They're called the Challengers. Challengers on the GMP Crescendo record label. Everything to Me is the name of that one. That's their 5th of 8 on the GNP Crescendo. Hi-Fi Tim's going to steal that 45 from me. So go ahead, Tim. You can steal it. Be my guest. Let's continue here. Up next, a singer from Friedberg, Hessen, Germany, if I said that right. His real name was Uwe Roos, but he changed it for this U.S. recording to Johnny Tame. How lame, really. Oh, well, actually, both sides of this 45 are good in my opinion. He co-wrote this tune, came out on the World Pacific record label. This is the intended A-side. This song did chart regionally. This was played a number of weeks on KRUX out of Phoenix, Arizona. Big number 28 tune on that station. This one from September 67, Johnny Tame on World Pacific. It's called Sand in My Shoes.
Sand in my shoes and a lonely shore. Me walking there, I don't know what for. The wind and the rain won't wash away the pain I feel, 'cause you know where to find sand in my shoes and a lonely tear. No one to ask what I'm doing here. So gray is the sky, the whole world seems to cry with me, 'cause you're no longer mine. Funny how the waves roll on. Haven't they heard that you've gone? Oh, why can't I be someplace where I can share with you love's embrace? Instead, I stand in love's deserted land. Sand in my shoes, soon the night will fall. I'll call your name, you won't hear me call. You somewhere, I'm nowhere, all wrapped up in my bruise, with a broken heart and sand in my shoes. So lonely with sand in my shoes, just crying with sand in my shoes.
Those seagulls in the background, they sound like the Birds, you know, the Tippi Hedren and the Birds, Alfred Hitchcock movie there. In the beginning, it did. I don't know. Anyway, Johnny Tame there, September 67 release on the World Pacific record label, Sand in My Shoes. It wasn't the same as the Drifters tune. No, it was not. Interesting sound there. Johnny G here for a Saturday evening. Let's continue here. And you know that I only feature usually one hit on my Saturday night shows. I don't, kind of a big hit. And this is my big hit for the night. And it's a duet. They are Gene Thomas and Debbie Neville, spelled D-E-B-B-E, Debbie Neville. And they recorded as Gene and Debbie. And I have fond memories of this song, really, because my aunt bought this 45 in the fall of 1967. So I remember her bringing this home and playing the record. And it was the first time I heard it, because I don't know if I was listening to the radio that much in 67, because everything she was bringing home is what I was listening to as I was 9 years old, not even 8 or 9 years old at the time. But this one produced by Don Gant and Tony Caldwell. This charted number 17 on the Billboard charts, 14 on Cashbox, a big number one record on WCOL in Columbus, Ohio. This one from November 67. This is the hit of the night here tonight. Gene and Debbie on TRX Records. It's called Playboy.
Hey boy, to me you're just a playboy. Never mean a word you say, boy. I'm so afraid you'll go away and leave me lonely.
Why, girl, do you believe a lie, girl? Why can't you see you're my world? Believe me when I say to you, I love you only. I never knew that love could hurt me like this till you came along with your kiss.
Then I fell under your spell, knowing quite well that you would only hurt me.
Gee, girl, why can't I make you see, girl, just what you mean to me, girl? Then you would know I'd never go away without you.
Oh boy, I wish that I could know, boy, if what you say is so, boy, then I would never care what they may say about you.
I never knew that love could hurt me like this till you came along with your kiss. Then I fell, knowing quite well that someone would tell you I would only hurt you. Hey now, doesn't matter what they say now, gonna love you anyway now. If you and I will try together, I know we'll find love. We'll find love. We'll find love. We'll find love.
Yeah, November 67 release there for Gene and Debbie. Gene and Debbie, Gene Thomas, he wrote the tune. It's on the TRX record label, Cool Tune, Playboy. They have other great releases also on the TRX record label. Johnny G here spinning original vinyl 45s. This next singer, he was born in Greenwood, South Carolina, but he moved to Norristown, Pennsylvania, started singing in a gospel group and church. It was heard by Jesse James, who ended up becoming his manager and brought him over to the Filet of Soul record label and put out his first record. It was his biggest hit. It was called Boogaloo Down Broadway. And this is his follow-up, written and produced by Jesse James, arranged by Bobby Martin. His real name is John Corley, but you know him as the fantastic Johnny C. This is his second of 7 on the Filet of Soul record label. This charted number 72 on the Cashbox, number 56 on Billboard, 32 on the R&B chart, and a big number 7 record on WAMS in Wilmington, Delaware. We go back to January 1968 for the fantastic Johnny C. It's called Got What You Need.
Baby, I've got what you need. Come on, get it. Yeah.
That's a fantastic Johnny C. That's the follow-up to Boogaloo Down Broadway. It's called Got What You Need, January 68 release on the Filet of Soul record label. Let's continue here for this gal. She is from, Muskegon, Michigan? Her real name is Betty Jo Haskins, but she recorded as Betty Lavette. Her first release was in 1962 on the Atlantic record label. She had other releases on Lupine and Calla and Big Wheel, and 5 releases on Ollie McLaughlin's Karen record label. Let's give a listen to her 5th, and it's a cover of a Stevie Wonder song that Stevie did in 1967. This one from May of 1969. This one charted number 4 on WCHB in Detroit, Michigan. Her name is Betty Lavette. Betty Lavette from May 69 on Karen. Her rendition of the tune, Hey Love. Ms. Betty Lavette. That's her 5th release on the Karen label. May 1969. It's called Hey Love. Johnny G here on a Saturday evening. It's our last show of 2020. We continue here for this next group. They were formed at Randolph Air Force Base in San Antonio, Texas. Their debut single came out on Abe Epstein's Dynamic label out of San Antonio. It was later picked up by Don Roby and his Backbeat label for national national distribution, but this song was a big #1 record on KONO in San Antonio, Texas, as many of their releases sold well locally, but this is the first of 4 I'm featuring on the Dynamic label. I have it on red vinyl. I posted this one up on my Facebook wall. Somebody commented they've never seen the red vinyl of this, but I think there are a couple copies, or more than a couple copies of this. But anyway, it's a cool record. The lead singer, his name is Sam Peoples, and he also wrote the tune. It's a great tune from February 1966. Give a listen to The Commands on the Dynamic label. It's called No Time for You.
Felt your many charms.
Yeah, they're liking that tune there in the chat rooms. Those are the Commands. The Commands, Sam Peoples on lead. February 1966, the first of four on the Dynamic label, No Time for You. The OJs do a cover of that song also. I have another one. I have two of their four. The other one I have is a white label promo with, I think it's yellow vinyl for that other one. Johnny G here on a Saturday evening. Let's continue here. Up next, a trio of gals. They have this one release on the 20th Century Fox label. They are Donna Slater, Imogene Brown, and the lead singer. Her name is Janet Terrell. This tune written by Dimples Harris. She had her own recordings back in the 1950s. She does a nice one on the Crest label from 1955. But this one charted number 37 on XERB in Rosarito, Baja California. Anyway, it's from March 67. They're called the Velvets. VEL-VETS. The Velvets on 20th Century Fox. It's called I Got to Find Me Somebody.
That's really strong. Gotta find me somebody. I'm gonna find me somebody. Gotta find me somebody. Now I'm confessing that you and I could never be. So please don't come back here. Keep trying to make me happy. Now I needed you.
March 1967 release for the Velvets there on the 20th Century Fox label, I've Got to Find Somebody. Remember when I first bought that record, it was a 69-cent investment. Guess it's a good investment for that 45. Johnny G here, spinning original vinyl. We do it every Saturday from 10 to 1 a.m. here on Top Shelf Oldies. It's the last Saturday of the month. It's all 1960s original vinyl 45s. This next group, they hail out of Los Angeles, California. A ton of releases on Lou Bedell's Dore record label. Many sides were re-released as B-sides through the years, but they first signed with the label back in 1964, continued to have releases through the mid-1980s, believe it or not, but there were a lot of group member changes throughout their career, but this is their 7th release on Dore. It features Bobby Swain on lead. This one charted number 29 on KDAY out of Los Angeles, California. We go back to April 1965 for the Superbs. The Superbs on the Dore label. It's called It Hurts So Much.
It hurts to love
That's the sound of the Superbs here on the Vinyltreasure Show. April 65 release, Dore Records, It Hurts So Much. That's Bobby Swain on lead. Now, Bobby Swain was also half of the duo Bob and Ray of Air Travel fame on the Lido record label. I know many of you know that tune. Johnny G here spinning original vinyl 45s. A few 60s shows ago, I featured this gal's In Demand 45, came out on the Imperial record label. It was called Soft Gentle Ways. Her name is Clydie King. Now let's give a spin to the flip side before I file this one back in the no humidity basement. This one from April 1966. Clydie King on Imperial. It's called He Always Comes Back to Me. April 66 release there from Miss Clydie King. Clydie King on Imperial Records, He Always Comes Back to Me. She first recorded as Little Clydie with her group The Teens back in 1956 on the RPM record label. Then she went solo 1957, signing with Specialty Records, and after 1958 she just stopped. She stopped recording. She returned again in 1962. She signed with Philips Records for a couple of releases. I think she does a duet too with somebody on that label. Then she signed with Imperial Records, and for more releases there she continued. Anyway, Johnny G here for a Saturday evening. We continue here. Have one half of the Righteous Brothers here with a nice solo effort, as both Bobby Hatfield and Bill Medley went on to record some pretty nice sounds, both as the Righteous Brothers and as soloists. Now, the biggest hit for Bill Medley was, believe it or not, in 1987 as a duet with Jennifer Warnes, a song called If I Had the Time of My Life. That was his biggest hit. I think it went all the way to number 1. But prior to that, as a soloist, his biggest hit was a song called Brown Eyed Woman. That was his second release on the MGM record label. But this was his first on MGM, a tune written by Jerry Goffin and Carole King. This was number 95 on the Billboard charts. Did a little better on Cashbox at 75. Number 25 on KAKC Medley in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Also scored 25 on KHJ in LA and WKNR in Detroit, Dearborn, Michigan. We go to April 1968 for Bill Medley. Bill Medley, his first release on the MGM record label. It's called I Can't Make It Alone.
Now you know me, and you know how proud I am. And what I'm gonna tell you now won't be easy to say. Before I left you, I was a happy man. I've been so lonely since you've been away. Been good, I've tried, and I know I can't make it alone. It's such a hard way to go. I just can't make it alone. Something in my soul that will always lead me back to you. What can I say now? Being sorry's just not good enough. I wouldn't blame you if you hurt me now the way I hurt you then. But who else can I turn to? Baby, I'm begging you. Please reach out to a dying man and let him live again. 'Cause girl, I'm trying and I know I can't make it alone. It's such a hard way to go. I just can't make it alone. Something in my soul that will always lead me back to you. Help me, girl, I need you. Please help me.
We'll send that one out to Joe Shacatano. He likes that tune. So do I. Bill Medley there. April 1968 release on the MGM record label. I Can't Make It Alone. I thought somebody else recorded this record. I asked the guys in the chat room there. Now, Randy mentions PJ Proby. I knew somebody else did this record. Randy mentions PJ Proby did a version, and so did Vanilla Fudge. Interesting on that, on the Atco label, I'm sure. Johnny G here for a Saturday evening. We are doing 1960s original vinyl 45s. Let's continue here for this gal. She was born November 13th of 1946 in Jackson, Mississippi. First started recording in 1965 with a group called the Dollettes on the ABC Paramount record label, then on the Epic label with a group called the Poppies, but she is best known for her number 3 cover tune, Misty Blue, from 1976. And that was done by a gal, her name is Dorothy Moore, but here is the first of 2 she recorded on the MGM record label under her real name, which is Dottie. No, her real name is Dorothy Moore, but here is the first of 2 she recorded on MGM under an alias as Dottie Cambridge. See, Charlene, I have to rewrite that. Didn't come out right. Anyway, October 1967. This is the first of 2 on MGM for Dottie Cambridge, a.k.a. Dorothy Moore. It's called Cry Your Eyes Out.
down on you. Call on me, baby, cry to me. I just wanna tell you one thing, you see. I won't say that I'm glad that she left you so sad, but let's face it, she's not your kind. But I've been waiting so long with the love that's so strong, and all you have to do is make up your mind. I'll forgive you if you want me to. All you have to do is call me up, boy. Walk right in with your head on my shoulder. Come on and cry your eyes out. It's no sin if your other love's grown colder. Come on and cry your eyes out. I'll take your heart and soul, 'cause I got a heart of gold. Come on and cry your eyes out. Come on and cry your eyes out.
Oops, October 1967. That's the first of two on the MGM record banner. Dottie Cambridge there. Cry Your Eyes Out is the name of the tune. Dottie Cambridge, a.k.a. Dorothy Moore. Dorothy Moore. And let Jeff mentions in the chat room that Dottie does a great version of the Sir Douglas Quintet, She's About a Mover, and calls it He's About a Mover. What label is that on, Jeff? If you know that tune in the year, if you can give that, that'd be great. Johnny G here for a Saturday evening. Let's continue here. Now, here's a country singer that had hits in the 1970s. He's from Robbinsville, North Carolina, first recorded for the Princess label back in 1963. He then signed with Scepter Records for 8 releases. Here's his first, which is, believe it or not, a very soulful sound, written by Valerie Simpson, Nick Ashford, and Joanne Armstead. This charted number 106 on the Billboard Bubbling Under charts, but a big number 6 record on WACL in Waycross, Georgia. We go back to October 1965 for Ronnie Milsap. Ronnie Milsap on the Scepter label. It's called Never Had It So Good.
Never had it so good. Never had it so good before. Never had it so good. Never had it so good before.
Only once in a lifetime the right girl comes along. And when you find her, brother, you better hang on. Could I leave my baby? No, I don't think I could, 'cause I've never had it so good. No, no,
Never had it so good before.
I'm always so proud to take her out. And when I'm around the guys, she's all I talk about. And she treats me just like she should now.
Never had it so good. Never had it so good before.
Now I want to tell the world all about my girl. She's like the rain that makes the flowers grow. That's why I love her so now. And she pleases me in every way, and I mean what I say. Never had it so good. Got to tell the world.
Never had it so good before.
Now she makes me forget about all the bad times. My heartaches and cares, they're all left behind. Could I leave my baby? No, I never could, 'cause I never had it so good. Now listen to me, baby.
Never had
walking, baby.
Hard to believe Ronnie Milsap went all country, but didn't sound country there. Ronnie Milsap, October 65 release. That's his first on the Scepter label. Never had it so good. You never had it so good listening to all these cool 60s records out of Johnny G's collection. Let's continue here. Let's go to Hartford, Connecticut for this next group. They're called the Fabulous Downbeats. This is on Doc Cavalier's Poison Ring record label out of Wallingford, Connecticut. This one from March 68. The Fabulous Downbeats, Poison Ring Records. It's called Life Goes On.
But that's alright, baby. I don't cry over spilled milk anymore. If you feel like we're all through and there's nothing I can do for you, that's alright with me. 'Cause as long as there's water in every sea, baby, life goes on. Because you're leaving, you believe you're hurting me. But I've got news for you, baby. My girl's just waiting for me. She's as fine and mellow as she can be. She's just saving her sweet love for me. Since you've decided that I've got to go, one monkey don't stop no show. As sure as the stars shine above, as sure as the stars shine above, life goes on. Because you're leaving, you believe you're hurting me. But I've got news for you, baby. My girl's just waiting for me. She's as fine and mellow as she can be. She's just saving her sweet love for me. Since you've decided that I've got to go, one monkey don't stop no show. As sure as the stars shine above, as sure as the stars shine above, as sure as the stars shine above, life goes on. Got to go on. Life goes on. Got to go on. Life goes on.
That's released in March 1968. Fabulous Downbeats there. Poison Ring Records, Life Goes On. Yes, Obla Di Obla Da, Life Goes On, as Michael in California mentions. Yes, let's continue here for this next singer. He was born in Valdosta, Georgia, had 16 charted Billboard singles for the Columbia record label between 1965 and 1971, but initially he recorded first in 61 on Fairlane Records, and you know his biggest hit was his first release on Columbia. It was called Down in the Boondocks. But here is his seventh release, written by Joe South. As this singer, he recorded quite a few tunes penned by Joe South, but this one charted number 33 on WMFJ in Daytona Beach, Florida. Though this is not the original version, this song was first done by Jay Lewis on the Capitol label in 1963, but here we go to July 1966 for Billy Joe Royal. Billy Joe Royal on Columbia. It's called Should I Come Back?
While I've been away, you weren't true to me. So if this is really true, then the proper thing to do is to set you free. I don't want to be the one to stop you if you're having fun, but let me hear it from you. Just tell me, should I come back? Tell me, should I come back? Tell me, should I come back home to you? If there is somebody new who means more than me to you, I can understand. But if you are through with me, I don't want your sympathy. Let me be a man. I'd give the world to hear you say I'm still the one, but either way, all I ask of you is tell me, should I come back? Tell me, should I come back? Tell me, should I come back home to you? Breaking up is not my specialty, but if it's got to be, I don't want to haunt your memory. If you found another love, it's up to the Lord above. I can't be the judge. If your love for me ends and we have to part as friends, I won't hold a grudge. I don't want to tell a lie, so I won't bother to deny. I'll be sad and blue. So tell me, should I come back? Tell me, should I come on back? Tell me, should I come back home to you? Come on, mama. Tell me, should I come back now? Tell me, should I come on back now? Tell me, should I come back home to you? Tell me, should I come back now? Tell me, should I come home?
That's Billy Joe Royal there, his 7th release on Columbia, July 1966. Should I Come Back is the name of the tune. As we continue here on the Vinyltreasure Show for a brother and sister duo from Greensboro, North Carolina. You know their big hit on the Symbol record label from 1963. It was called Mockingbird. Here's one they did on the Music Core label. This charted number 7 regionally on WJLB in Detroit, Michigan from September 1966. This is Inez and Charlie Foxx on the Music Core label. It's called No Stranger to Love.
Just bring me roses by the dozen. Bring me sunshine night and day. Make life a little sweeter. Make this woman feel you need her. And nothing can ever make me go astray. You see, I've been cheated and abused. I've been hurt and misused. Let go, not sick all alone. Love has come and gone. I'm no stranger. I'm no stranger. I'm no stranger to love. I'm no stranger.
September 66 release there for Inez and Charlie Foxx on the Music-Or record label, No Stranger to Me. They would have other releases on the Dynamo record label. Randy mentions that they have a cool tune called 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Count the Days. You got to check that 40. I think I have that record too by them. Anyway, Johnny G here, continuing with the with the 1960s sounds. Here's a request for a listener, Cheryl Morgan, and she requested this Roy Orbison. Roy Orbison, after he left Monument Records, he signed with MGM Records in 1965. Now, this is his third release for MGM, and it made it up to number 31, both on Billboard and Cashbox. It's from January 66. By request for Cheryl Morgan, Roy Orbison on MGM. It's called Breakin' Up is Breakin' My Heart.
I wonder why you threw your diary away. When you walk by, I nearly die. What can I say? Things were fine, you were mine just yesterday. Now we're apart. Breaking up is breaking my heart. I find myself alone at night and then I cry. No tenderness, my happiness just said goodbye. Now you're gone, I'm alone, I wonder why we had to part. Breaking up is breaking my heart, baby. Breaking up is breaking my heart. The love affair we used to share is cold and still. I loved you then, I love you now, I always will. The day that you found someone new, my lonely world just fell apart. Out of your arms, drives me out of my mind, baby. Breaking up is breaking my heart, baby. Breaking up is breaking my heart. Breaking up is breaking my heart. Breaking up is breaking.
As by request for Cheryl Morgan there, Roy Orbison, and Jeff and Randy like that tune also there. Roy Orbison, January 66 release, his third on the MGM record label. Breaking Up is breaking my heart. And then we can play, what is that Ronettes tune? Not Breaking Up is hard to do. The best part of breaking up, that's the name of it. Johnny G losing his mind here in the last week of the year. Let's continue now. Go back to Detroit, Michigan for this gal, this female soul singer. She's covering a standard done by lots of artists, Paul Anka for one, but she is a singer and actress. Her real name is Ann Jean Harris, but she recorded as Jean Dushon, who had her first release, believe it or not, back in 1960 on the ABC Paramount record label, but she had other releases on labels like Atco and OK and Lennox and Argo, and she did 4 for the Cadet label. This is the B-side of her third, this one arranged by Bert Keys. We go back to August 1966 for Jean Dushon. Jean Dushon on Cadet. This is a pretty cool arrangement on this tune. Her version of All of a Sudden, My Heart Sings. Can't do that. Can't do that. That's better.
All of a sudden my heart sings.
I remember little things, the way you dance and hold me tight, the way you kiss, say goodnight, the crazy things we say and do, the fun it is to be with you, the magic thrill that's in your touch. Oh, darling, I love you so much. The secret way you press my hand to let me know that you understand the wind and the rain upon your face, the breathless world of your embrace, your little laugh and half surprise, the starlight gleaming in your eyes, remembering all those things. All of a sudden my heart sings. All of a sudden, all of a sudden, all of a sudden, my heart sings. Oh, the secret way you press my hand to let me know, darling, that you understand the wind and the rain upon your face, the breathless world of your embrace, your little laugh, your half surprise, the starlight gleaming in your eyes, remembering all the little things. Oh, my heart sings, 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 my heart sings.
That's Miss Jean Dushon, August 1966. Her version of All of a Sudden My Heart Sings, Randy mentions, totally different than the Paul Anka version. That is for sure. That arrangement, much different. That's on the Cadet record label. We continue here for this next artist. He's out of Chicago, Illinois, first recording in 1968 for the Omega label. Then he did 3 on Chicago's Spinning Top Records. This is his first, a song he co-wrote here. This charted number 22 on WVON in Chicago, Illinois. Actually, we go to the touch of the 70s here, July 1970, and this one here on the Spinning Top label, it's Duke Turner and the Chi-Towns, and the name of the tune is called, in parentheses, Let Me Be Your Babysitter.
Let me be your babysitter. To a man, oh yeah, you see, a woman just like a baby child, but I know you're not a baby child. That's the way I like to hold you for just a little while. Whoa. Let me be your babysitter, baby. Once you was your mother, baby child. Now you're grown older and bigger inside. Don't be ashamed, don't be shy. Every young girl like to be here like a baby every once in a while. Oh, be your babysitter, baby. Whoa, be your babysitter, baby. Take you in my arms, hug and kiss you, rock you in the cradle of my love. Oh yeah, of my love. Oh yeah, oh baby. your babysitter. Oh, I'll take you in my arms, hug and kiss you, rock you in the cradle of my love. Oh yeah, of my love. Oh yeah, need your love. Yeah, let me be your babysitter. Let me be your babysitter. I wanna take you in my arms.
That's from July 1970. Sounds earlier than that. Probably recorded earlier than that. Duke Turner, and not the, it says Duke Turner and CHI-TOWNS. It's on Spinning Top record label. It's called Let Me Be Your Babysitter. Johnny G's Your Babysitter every Saturday from 10 to 1 a.m. here on Top Shelf Oldies. Let's continue here. We go back to Detroit, Michigan, as this gal at age 13, she won a local talent contest with her prize being a contract with Motown Records, and she recorded 3 singles, and this is her first release was called Forget About Me. And this is her third release, written and produced by Berry Gordy Jr. This charted number 65 on WIBG out of Philadelphia. This one from November 64. Her name is Carolyn Crawford. Carolyn Crawford. It's on the Motown label. It's called When Someone's Good to You. Johnny G losing his voice.
Why would you leave me when you know if you do, you're gonna be blue. You're gonna feel so sad, so bad. You gotta listen to what I have to say. Yeah. When someone is good to you, so good. I mean really good to you, so good. You don't turn your back and walk away. You walk away. Walk away. Now you should have told me before. Oh yeah. That you didn't want me no more. I was good to you, so good, yeah, Now I'll stay by you when your friends let you down. Didn't want you around. Now you know I care. We share love so strong. How could you do me wrong this way? When someone's good to you, so good. I mean really good to you, so good. You don't turn your back and walk away, walk away. No, you don't turn your back and walk away. Oh, you know you do me wrong.
It's Carolyn Crawford. Carolyn Crawford there, November 1964 release on the Motown record label. When Someone's Good to You is the name of that tune. The flip is nice too. It's called My Heart, I think. That's a cool tune. Johnny G here. My voice is holding up here. Must be all the yelling I do at the I don't know, at the work that I've done for the last week, almost on a burnout mode, so it's really nice to listen to records. I'm glad I'm off for the next 3 days, although I have to be available for changes in the forecast that I did that's being reviewed right now. So I'm going to check my emails and see if I have to work during my vacation. Hopefully I will not. Maybe I can get some of these records in some type of organization. But let's continue here. For this next singer was the lead of two 1950s vocal groups. Played a lot of lead singers or singers out of the 1950s, but he was the lead singer of the Prisoners on Sun and also the Marigolds on the Excello label, but he also had a number of solo releases, and this is a late one for him, November of 1968. He had 4 releases on the LBJ label, and this is his first, and it's a song he wrote. We go back to November 1968. Johnny Bragg on the ELBEJAY label. It's called They're Talking About Me.
Show my face, they're talking about me. Why don't they behave? Oh yes, they're looking and they're whispering and they're laughing. They're talking about me. It's good news to them, just a funny joke. They're glad it happened. Why, I'll never know. Oh yes, they're looking and they're whispering and they're laughing. They're talking about me. They're wondering why you left me last night. Keep laughing at me, but that's alright. Dear, I love you so much, I just can't let you go. Please give me a chance, I need you so. Friends call me a fool I may be, but my friends don't know what you do to me. Oh yes, they're looking and they're whispering and they're laughing. They're talking about me. They're talking about me. Can't you hear them talking? Can't you see them whispering? Don't you know they're laughing? They're talking about me. They're talking about me. Talking about me. Baby, they're talking about me.
Wow, I should have played his Sun release, Just Walking in the Rain, then played that. But anyway, that is that is Johnny Bragg. Johnny Bragg there, November 1968 release on the LBJ label. They're talking about me. Be careful, you collectors, if you're going to purchase this record, because there are boots out there. They're very good. You got to check your dead wax. You can send me an email at vinyltreasures@aol.com if you want to know what's in the dead wax. Got to be careful on the boots on this 45. Johnny G here for a Saturday evening as we start to wind down here. And this next gal had 2 releases on the Buddha record label. This is her second, and written and arranged and produced by Van McCoy. We go back to January 1968 for Miss Tony Lamar. Tony Lamar on Buddha. It's called I'd Do Anything.
For your love, baby, I'm a fool. I'll do anything. I would break all the golden rules and do anything. 'Cause baby, you're everything I ever wanted.
time to melt my friends and leave them all behind. 'Cause there's this love I know I feel is real, and that's why I say I'm desperate. I may do anything. I do anything. 'Cause I need you, baby. I do anything. Need you, baby. I do anything. 'Cause I love you, baby. I do anything, baby. What you want, you know I got it. What you need, you know I got it. Name it, baby. Name it, baby.
That's the second of two on Buddha Records. Tony Lamar is her name. January 1968 release, I'd Do Anything. I'd do anything probably for a copy of I'm Crying by the Endorsers on Moon. And also, there's another record on the CB label that I'm looking for. What's the group? I forget, but I'd do anything for those records. I would. Johnny G here for a Saturday evening. We continue here for this singer from Birmingham, Alabama. He was a member, though, of the Primes, who would later become the Temptations, but he would leave the Primes before they recorded, and he would leave for a solo career. His debut single came out on the Trey label in 1960, but he continued to record for many different labels through the years. Here's one he did on Loma, which charted number 9 on WJMA in Cleveland, Ohio. This one from December 65. His name is Kell Osborne. Kell Osborne on the Loma label. It's called You Can't Outsmart a Woman. You can't.
I pity the man, Lord have mercy, try to outsmart a woman. How big of a fool, let me tell you, can he be? Whoa, but he's thinking while he's sleeping, how to get out of this midnight creeping. You just need to outsmart a woman. Gotta be a genius, Lord have mercy, throughout what a woman. For she's always on her P's and Q's. Tell me where, or can you find a man that can be a woman teaching life? You just need to outsmart a woman.
As Randy guessed, it sounded like he took Otis Redding's Respect there a little bit and stole a little bit of that. He did, but that's a cool tune there. Kell Osborne, December 65 release on the Loma label. You Can't Outsmart a Woman is the name of that one. We continue here for another 45 on the 20th Century Fox label. This gal, I can't tell you anything about her, but her name is Magica Brown. Magica Brown from December 64, 20th Century Fox Records. It's called A Whole Lot of Lovin' Left in Me.
Don't think you're smart when you play the part You wanna leave me now, but let me tell you I'll make it somehow. Go on and walk out the door and say our love is no more, but wait and see. I've got a whole lot of loving left in me. I've got a whole lot of loving left in me. I've got a whole lot of loving, baby, left in me. Baby left in me. She's got you hypnotized every time you look into her eyes. Go on and try what you please, but my love will knock you to your knees. I've got a whole lot of loving left in me. I've got a whole lot of loving left in me. I've got a whole lot of loving, baby left in me. Baby left in me. Don't think you're smart when you play the part of a Romeo. I don't care about what you do. You can't hurt me anymore. I've got a whole lot of loving left in me. I've got a whole lot of loving left in me. I've got a whole lot of loving left in me. Yeah, yeah. Whole lot of loving left in me. Baby. Whole lot of loving. Keep trying to tell you.
We'll send that one out to Mr. Dave the Rave, our Sunday night disc jockey here on Top Shelf Oldies. He'll be celebrating a birthday, New Year's Eve, his 33rd birthday. And we're going to send that one out to him, that Magic of Brown, December 1964 release on the 20th Century Fox label. A Whole Lot of Lovin' Left in Me is the name of the tune. Johnny G here as we are winding down here on the last show of 2020 for the Vinyltreasure show. Let's stay in 1964, this time for a singer born January 15th, 1942, out of Tyler, Alabama, but he moved to Chicago, Illinois around 1956. He sang with a gospel group called the Royal Jubilees, but he broke away for a solo career, and here is his debut single that came out on the Kent label. It's from July 1964. His name is Johnny Williams. Johnny Williams here on the Kent label. It's called Don't Ya Ever Forget It.
If the sun don't shine and the moon don't rise, I can find my way to my baby's side. Thunder out every grain of sand. For one little itty bitty kiss from you, 'cause baby you're mine and you know it's true, yeah. 'Cause by the big oak tree, you heard me when I said it, I love you, yes I do.
And don't you ever forget.
No, 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 don't ever forget it, baby. No, 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 'cause I'm your man. Don't ever forget it, baby, baby, baby.
July 64, released there for Johnny Williams. Johnny Williams on Kent Records. Don't You Ever Forget It is the name of the tune, and he would have his biggest hit in 72 on Philadelphia International. It was called Slow Motion, but he had other releases on the Twilight label and the Bashy labels. Johnny G winding down here. Let's head back to Chicago, Illinois for this girl trio. They are Pam, Sheila, and Wanda Hutchinson. Initially, they formed a gospel group called the Hutchinson Sunbeams, and in 1962, they recorded a Christmas 45 on the local label as the Hutch Stereos. I have that record. It's not an easy record to find, by the way. Then in 64, they became the Sunbeams with a release on the Tolly label. Then in 1967, they changed their name one more time to the Emotions. And here's one they did on the Brainstorm record label. This one from December 1967. The Emotions on Brainstorm. It's called I Can't Stand No More Heartache. December 1967 released the Emotions on the Brainstorm record label. I Can't Stand No More Heartaches. That's on Brainstorm Records. Now they had other releases on Twin Stacks, Volts, and Columbia. And what is their hit? You Get the Best of My Love in the 70s. Bought that 45 when it came out back then. As we continue here, we almost are in Vinyl Treasure overtime. And we stay in Chicago, by the way. That for this group, they had 4 releases on the Minute label and a regional hit with a song called He'll Be Back. And they also cut an album, and it's mentioned on the label from the Minute LP, He'll Be Back. But this is the second of 4 for this group. They're known as the Players. It features Herbert Butler on lead. This one from October 1966, the Players on Minute Records. It's called Why Did I Lie?
What you say takes me by surprise. Never leaving room for alibis. All I have to say, baby, I never should have lied. The times I left you sad, giving the love you should have had. Girl, true enough, this makes you mad. So I never should have lied. Should have lied in the first place. Why did I lie to you in the first place? Oh, you always try so hard to be true to me. You never thought of what you could do to me. Now look what I have done to you. But you got to go on if you can. Reliving life without love. No matter that to you. Why did I lie to you?
That's a cool tune. Like that tune a lot there. The Players, October 1966 release on the Minute label. Why Did I Lie? What a great tune that is here. I want to get a couple more in here for my last, these are my last records of 2020 that I'll be playing this year. But anyway, you all know this next group. They recorded for Phil Spector on the Phyllis record label, but he released them from their contract sometime in late 1964, and they were paid a severance fee of, was it a lot of money back then? $5,000? I don't know about that, but the stipulation was that they would not ask him for any future payments anymore. So their manager took them over to United Artists Records to work with producer Paul Tannen and arranger Trade Martin. The results were 2 singles that unfortunately went nowhere for the group, and here's their second of 2. It features Lala Brooks on lead. This tune written by Valerie Simpson, Nick Ashford, and Joe Armstead, February 1966. Give a listen to The Crystals on United Artists. It's called Are You Trying to Get Rid of Me, Baby? That's Lala Brooks and the Crystals. Actually, one of their harder records to find on United Artists. I think they're both not easy to find, but in demand. February 66, the Crystals, Are You Trying to Get Rid of Me, Baby? That one there. I mentioned UA Records. Let's continue here. Let's go back out to Los Angeles, California, to Lou Bedell's Dore record label. This is the fourth release by this group on Dore. This is the four. They did 7 on Lou Bedell's Dore record label. This is their fourth. It was written by group member Charlie Davis and the lead singer. His name is Kennard Gardner. This one charted number 5 on WBEE in Chicago, Illinois. We go to August of 1967 for The Entertainers 4. The Entertainers 4 on Dore Records. It's called Hey Lady. Those are the Entertainers 4. Entertainers 4, August 1967 release on Lou Bedell's Dore record label out of California. Hey Lady is the name of the tune. Let's head back to Chicago, Illinois for this group. The lead singer on this is Big Al Herrera, who along with his brother Little Arlie Herrera recorded as Cain and Abel, and they both joined this group called The Mob. And this is an interesting tune here because this is the fastest I've ever heard this song. It kind of the song dates back to 1933, but I think they're trying to sound like the Otis Redding version of this tune. But the group is called The Mod. It's on the Twilight record label. It's from February 69. The Mob. Let's give a listen to their rendition of the tune Try a Little Tenderness, and tell me if you think this is the fastest version of the song.
Oh, she may get weary. Women do get weary wearing that same old shaggy dress. But when she gets weary Try a little tenderness. That's all you got to do. I know she's there waiting, just anticipating a thing that you never, never, never possess. Yeah. And it's all so easy. All you got to do now is try a little tenderness. Yeah, Lord have mercy now. All you got to do now is take my advice. You got to hold her, squeeze her, never leave her. Get to her, know how to love her now. Got to try a little tenderness. Yeah, yeah, Lord have mercy now. All you got to do now is take my advice. You got to hold her, and you got to squeeze her, and you got to love her. Now, got to try a little tenderness. Yeah, yeah, Lord have mercy, baby. Listen to me now and hear what I say. You got to love her, and you got to hold her in your arms. Tell her, baby, I try a little tenderness. Yeah, yeah, Lord have mercy, baby. All you got to do now is take my advice. You got to hold her, and you got to squeeze her, and you got to please her. Oh, love, try a little tenderness. Yeah, yeah, Lord have mercy, baby. Now listen to me and hear what I say. You got to take her in your arms. You got to tell her how you feel. Oh, got that suck it to him, baby. Now I try a little tenderness, just a little bit of tenderness, baby. Now that's all you gotta do. Just take my advice. Love her, and you gotta tell her how you feel, baby. Don't let her stop you now. I try a little tenderness.
It's a group called The Mob. The Mob there, February 1969, release on the Twilight record label. Their rendition of the tune, Try a Little Tenderness. You check it on YouTube. There is actually, they're performing this song live on YouTube. You gotta check it out for that. Got a few more 45s to go, maybe 4 more records to go here before we sign off. Here's a flip side from the last 60s show. We head back to Berry Gordy Jr.'s Motown record label for this gal. She was originally from Washington, D.C., but she relocated to Detroit, Michigan. And last month, I played the A side of this song, of 45, I'm sorry. It was called Goodbye Cruel Love. But let's give a listen to which is the A side? I don't know. I have to check here. I'm not sure, Charlene, with this. But her real name is Lynn Roman, but she recorded as Linda Griner. And we're going to flip over Goodbye Cruel Love. Give a listen to the flip here, written by Smokey Robinson, January 1963. Linda Griner on Motown. It's called Envious.
Envious, why should she be so envious? She says that I've got diamond rings and furs and things, and even though it's true, still I'm blue, so blue. Envious, I can't see why she's envious, 'cause even though I've got the things that seem so real, she doesn't know how blue I feel, 'cause she's got you. It's so strange how things turn out, how funny life can be. she envies me. Envious, she's such a fool to be envious. 'Cause I would gladly trade the things that I possess for just one kiss, one sweet caress from you. Which goes to show that I envy her too. I really do envy her too. I really do.
Yeah, that's a cool tune there. I like both sides of that record. I know Reed does too. Linda Griner there, January 1963. Envious is the name of the tune. Came out on the Motown record label. Want to get a couple more in here. This artist is from Naples, Florida. His name is ZZ Hill, and he has 2 releases on his brother Matt Hill's MH record label. This one from June of 1964, ZZ Hill on MH. It's called Come On Home.
Been so long since you've been gone. I need you, baby. Come on home, come on, come on home, and tell me what to do, and tell me what to do. Days are getting longer, nights are so short. All I can hear in my ear, talk, 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 talk. Come on home, and tell me what to do, and tell me what to do. Listen to my plea. Can't you hear me begging, darling? I'm down on bending knees. Come on home, and tell me what to do, and tell me what to do. Come on home, baby. Come on home, baby. Come on home, darling. Oh, you know that I need you. Can't you hear me begging, baby? Can't you hear me pleading? Oh, darling. Can't you hear me pleading, baby?
ZZ Hill. ZZ Hill, June 1964 release on the MH label, Come On Home. I had both the records there, but that was the better side that I thought. 2 more 45s to go before Johnny G signs off here for the last show of 2020. And this gal, she's out of Dayton, Ohio. And this one is on the HBR record label. We go back to January 1966. Her name is Jerry Diamond, Gerri, Jerry Diamond on HBR, Hanna-Barbera Records. You know, they had the Hanna-Barbera cartoons with, who were they? What were those three, those three... Johnny G losing his mind here. But anyway, Jerry Diamond here. It's called Mama, You Forgot.
Mama, you taught me how to cook and sew, and you taught me everything a girl should know. But one thing that you forgot, oh yes, that you forgot, and that's how not to fall in love. Not to fall in love. You know that the boy down the street, oh, every time we meet, you know he looks so fine, that my heart just skips a beat. I can't stand it any longer. I'm getting weak, he's getting strong. Tell me, mama, what shall I do? What shall I do? Mama, please tell me what to do to find a love that's true. One that'll last, oh, through thick and thin, oh yeah. But if he is a playboy and uses my heart for a toy, I don't wanna be a loser, I wanna win. And my heart says, I wanna take a chance, but my head says, could be the start of a bad romance. I can't stand it any longer. I'm getting weak, he's getting strong. Tell me, mama, what shall I do? What shall I do? Mama, it's alright. Mama, it's alright. What shall I do? Please tell me, what shall I do?
That's Jerry Diamond. Jerry Diamond there from January 1966 on the HBR record label. It's called Mama, You Forgot. And what I was thinking of, where Johnny G's losing his mind, it was the Banana Splits. Weren't they a Hanna-Barbera creation along with Space Ghost and the Flintstones and a whole bunch of those cartoons that used to be on Saturday? Well, that's going to do it for Johnny G and the Vinyl Treasure Show. I want to thank you for joining Johnny G, listening to original vinyl 45s out of my collection. You want to get in touch with Johnny G, send me an email at vinyltreasures@aol.com. You can also go to my website, vinyltreasures.net. You can stream or download the show there, or you can view the show again on YouTube under Johnny G's Vinyl Treasures. You can just look it up. There's a whole bunch of shows there, but you can watch it on your ITV if you wanted to. I think my brother, he bought an ITV for my parents, so I got to set it up. But they're going to know if I'm playing the music really late. They can't hear. They're hard of hearing downstairs, so they can't hear these records this late hour here in New York. But anyway, that's going to do it for tonight. And our closer tonight is a singer from Paterson, New Jersey. His real name is Samuel Black. He had 11 releases on the Big Top record label. You might know his biggest hit. His biggest hit was a big number 3 tune called Lavender Blue. But here's one is on the 20th Century Fox record label. I pulled out a bunch of records on that label. I pulled them out from the basement, so there was some cool tunes tonight. I hope you dug some of those 20th Century Fox records. But this is from September 64, Sammy Turner on 20th Century Fox. It's called For Your Love I'll Die. And it's for the love of the music that I'll die, because I can, that's for sure. But that's going to do it, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please tune in tomorrow evening for my buddy Dave the Raven, his Relics and Rarities show. It all begins at 9 o'clock, 9 to midnight, right here on Top Shelf Oldies, and all the shows during the week here on Top Shelf. Every day of the week, there is a live show beginning at 8 o'clock. Hi-Fi Tim is on this coming Monday, but Dave the Rave is on tomorrow evening. Check him out. He plays real records like Johnny G. You just can't see them. You can hear them sometimes if they're not originals, because they sound like they're in stereo, but not always. Dave plays lots of mostly 45s. But again, thank you folks for sticking around. Thank you, Charlene, for sticking around. And I want to wish everybody a happy new year as we look forward to 2021 and hopefully a better year for all of us. But again, thank you so much for tuning into my show here on Top Shelf Oldies, because it's a blast for me. I really enjoy doing the show every Saturday, if you can't tell, but I do. Barbara knows I love doing the show. She never bothers me on Saturday. She knows I'm doing my research all day. But anyway, I have some time to spend with Barbara over the next few days. I'll be off. I need a rest. But anyway, again, thank you so much, folks. I will see you next year, which will be next week, next Saturday. But everybody have a great New Year's Eve and a great New Year's, and I just want to thank you. So send me an email at vinyltreasures@aol.com for your comments about the show and any requests too. I try to fill your requests each and every Saturday right here on Top Shelf Oldies. So just want to say, everybody, so long.
Ain't got no money, no Cadillac, but you know I'd give you anything, even the shirt off my back, if I still had it. But I gave everything I owned to people I have loved. For your love I'd die, baby, for your love I die. Everybody's going up, seems like I'm going down. I gave all my possessions, baby, to everyone in town. Now I don't have it, but I gave everything I owned to people I have loved. For the love I die, for your love I die, baby, for your love I die, love I die. Like I'm going down. I gave all my possessions, baby, to everyone in town. Now I don't have it, but I gave everything I owned to people I have loved. For your love I die, for your love I die, baby, for your love I die, love I die, for your love I die, for your love I die, baby, for your love I die, love I die.
Whoops. Okay, folks, that's going to do it. Let me show you the last two records here. I went a little bit overtime, like a half hour. I'm going to get yelled at by YouTube. There's Jerry Diamond, Mama You Forgot is the name of that one. And that's a pretty good soul record here by Sammy Turner. He has one, I think he has one on Motown too. Reed, I think there's a record he does on Motown, which I do have. Here it is, Sammy Turner, For Your Love I'll Die. That's the name of it there. That's it. All right, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll be back next Saturday with 50s and early 60s records out of my collection. Got a bunch of requests to fill. Again, thank you so much. Looking forward to receiving more requests and suggestions from you, the Top Shelf Oldies listeners again. And thank you so much, Charlene, again, for all your help. Couldn't do it without Charlene, a very big part of the show here with Johnny G. So thank you, Charlene. And everyone knows that. That is for sure. Just want to say, everybody. Oh, Daryl, gotta say goodnight to some more people in the Top Shelf, and not in the YouTube chat. My diehard people that tune in every Saturday, very important. And I'm glad that I make you guys happy. Hopefully, I do. That's what I want to do. You hear some great sounds that you don't hear anywhere else. That's really the importance of this. So anyway, that's what I do. So anyway, everybody, take care, be safe, and I'll see you next year. So long.